Go ahead, Dougie.
Well, we're super excited, and as always, but we're extra excited now. We went from excited to maximum excitement because we're excited about just the stuff we've been experiencing and learning in our business, hanging out with some great people at the Blue Ridge Bootcamp, but also last Thursday we hosted Dr. Mitra Ray and Lisa Pebble. And Lisa Pebble's one of her friends that she met through work is what was her name? Ashley, maybe? Yeah, Ashley. She works at
Andrea.
S
I think Andrea.
Andrea. Yeah. She works at SAI, is it?
NAI.
NAI. That's the company that encapsulates our products in California. And she is the
National
vice.
Natural Alternatives International.
There you go. And
Mission
she
Health.
is the vice president of global quality control. So this is like another one of those science people like Lisa Pebble that actually was able to explain the process of like all the different times they test for purity and all the stuff in Juice Plus. It was pretty dang awesome. So that was great. But then I think the highlight over the last few days for us has been getting to know Shay O'Brien. And just really a great guy that's working with corporate. And if you're on our team and on this thing, you got a project broadcast from me. And there's a link to a video that we really want you guys to watch because sometimes there's questions about what's going on, what's happening with technology, what's happening with the changeover to the new systems, what's going on with marketing, why don't we have better videos, why don't this, why don't that. Everybody's kind of wondering, and it's been on, and you watch the video because this is a guy that actually he's not even a distributor anymore. He is actually part owner. He's a shareholder of the Juice Plus company, and he helped turn around Europe and make it all better and get them back on track. They're having growth every single month. Who would like to have their paycheck go up every single month? Okay, that's what's happening in Europe right now. Believe it or not, even during a war, um, Israel has the most growth right now. That's the fastest growing market in the world. Spain is on fire as well. And he was a big part of that. And now he's left his home in England and he's hanging out in the United States, just going around, meeting people, assessing what it's like. He wants to meet us face to face, and that's what we were able to do. He's speaking and sharing, but he's also advising the board and Travis, but also he's sharing Travis's message as he goes out, and it just gives you a lot of confidence. It's almost like I've never been a believer in the whole like you'll meet people and it's like oh, it's network marketing, and oh yeah, but I didn't get in on the ground floor. People think you have to get in on the ground floor of network marketing, and then once the company's big, it's like you can't make money anymore. Well, first of all, that's not true, but I was never a believer in that. But listening to Shay, it reminds me of the people that used to work in the water filter days. So there was when Juice Plus used to be another company called NSA, National Safety Associates, and we sold water filters, fire detectors, things like that. And then imagine being in the company, and then all of a sudden they say, "Hey, we're not going to sell water filters anymore. We're going to sell fruits and vegetables in a capsule." But you've built your whole business on water filters. So many people just left. They weren't interested. They didn't have vision. They didn't see like the future of what Juice Plus could be, and that this was a market that was going to become a multi-billion-dollar industry in wellness. Well, I feel like the same thing's happening now. And Sharon and I are very excited. We have caught the vision, and we are making sure that we are going to be doing the right things, and we have been, honestly. Not all teams are as active and in touch with you and coaching you guys, and just you guys know we'll do anything for you guys. It's not like that everywhere, and no offense to other teams that are on here, but we're doing a pretty good job of being very active and supporting you guys. And But right now, this next phase of the company's history, this is almost like a reboot of Juice Plus. And I know you can't feel it quite yet, but we brought some friends on today that feel it too because they were there. And if you when you watch the video, I'm not going to say if, because you better watch that video. Okay, you better because there's nothing to even talk about if you didn't watch the video because it's like that's what's happening. So like if you call up and it's like, hey, I'm wondering what's going on with all things digital, and I'm just wondering about the marketing and the packaging and trying to acquire some customers this month. It's like, dude, you got to have the vision. We can't. Vision's everything. That's what drives everything. Okay. You see it. You see it in everything in life and in politics and in everything. And, it's all about that. So we do have some friends on today. I was excited. So I think I blurted a lot of stuff out just now. My excitement. Um, yes, Kathy. I know you will, Kathy, because I'll chase you down. I'll come to the house and make you watch it. Because you leaders, you gotta, because we're learning too. We have to capture the vision, and we're the torch holders. I see so many leaders on here. We're the ones that are going to share. We were talking to a couple team members this morning on Zoom, and it's like we're wondering, like, if we have these team members and they're not engaged and they're not involved, and it's not because they don't like you or something. It's not because of anything like that. They don't have vision. They don't have the energy, the passion. You can't get all the passion on Zoom. You can't get all the energy on Zoom, but we can get a little bit of energy. And you're going to have to trust us. Most of you have been with us long enough. If you don't trust us by now, you just sign off because you guys know we are here. We're real. We'll do anything for you guys. Um, and I know we'll use words like being excited. I'm always excited. I was excited. I was excited. My daughter brought home a Perrier with lime in it. She works at a golf course, so she gets the leftover drinks that are. It's not very good. I'm not excited anymore, but I was super excited. So I use that word a lot. But like I said, this is not just super. This is maximum excitement. It's vision. And once you watch the video, just know this. I mean, I was even like, listen, I'm gonna admit, I got a man crush. Okay, I got a man crush on Shay. I love Shay. I resonated, but as Shay said on the stage, Doug is my mate. We're mates. So I guess I got a mate. I guess that's what they say over there in Europe or in England. But we exchange. I got his digits. We're in contact, and he's gonna be. Listen, I'm until he starts ghosting me. I'm going to be getting guidance from this guy who is so successful that he's not even a distributor anymore. He doesn't have time for that. He owns part of the company and he's a venture capitalist. He just lets other people use his money and he makes money I mean, that's like the last quadrant, right, of Kiyosaki. So let's get to it, Sharon. I know you got a warm
Let
up
me hop
activity
on the
too.
Shay train.
Get on the shade train, which, by the way, I mean, I had a lot of good stuff, funny stuff I could have said. I haven't gotten there, but Shay, he's about 6'7". I mean, this guy's everything I'm not. So I gotta worry. I gotta keep an eye on Sharon. He's tall, he's thin, he's fit. He's a better leader. He's got better hair.
Oh
He's
my.
got better jokes. I'm in trouble, guys. So, but don't worry, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this little lady over here.
Yeah, I have he has the male crush on Shay. I have the female crush on Shay. Shay, if you see his name that he's gonna be at a boot camp and you can hang out with Shay, there's something magical about him. And I didn't know who he was. We were having the Jacksonville event, and all of a sudden this Shay guy is gonna come along. And I'm like, how do we fit him in? Like, I don't know who he is. But then everybody's like, oh, you're gonna love Shay. You're gonna love Shay. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know what to do with them because we had flyers and speakers. And anyway, Shay, though, there's something about him, and that is the energy. He says it's energy. It's energy. I mean, he doesn't say that about himself, but he's saying that's how you attract people is your energy. He's got the energy. Okay. But he also is saying the right things. And I noticed he listens a long time and gets a really good feel for people, and he's encouraging. And I think you guys all can do that. And so we had lots of interactions. And then he's really funny on stage. So you'll see him on the stage. I'm sorry, my video is not that great because I started eating a gummy packet. But anyway, it was crinkling and everything. I was trying to do it hidden, you know, they don't really want you to videotape at the boot camps.
Jesse, I need a link to your video. I
I
might be
know
able to.
Jesse's got some good videos too.
She was
So
panning over and stuff, and I'm
I
like,
know.
Sharon, what's with your camera work? I mean, look at
All right.
Jesse over here. She's
Yes,
got angles going.
I just sent it to Sharon. You have it.
Well, you send it to the
I'm
wrong
not I'm
person,
not giving
okay?
it to him. Okay.
I'm gonna also enhance the audio to clear it up a little bit.
Great. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to be the same for you because it was kind of like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, I think we missed Friday, but we saw him Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and just the confidence he has. Okay, he, like Doug said, was a master distributor, and now he owns part of the company. He also was a top NMD like his 20s. So he was a very big money earner. So he has the ability to see the field and the company. And now he's part of the advisory board to help the company know what distributors want, partners want. And I mean, we also have other ways of that as well. But he is actually, when I'll mention something, he'll say, yes, I'm on it. I'm already talking to him about them about that. You know, so he's like our voice to the company to make sure that they are really listening and giving us what they want, what we want, and to make it more exciting. And he says, you know, the energy also needs to come from the company. I'm going to tell you guys a secret too, that he said in March, we're getting a new product. It's a product that he found on this island of Isberia or something like that. He lives on an island part-time. Half of the island is high-paying tourists. The other half are all natural people. And these natural people have found out about something that's made on the island, and somebody has made something out of it. Everybody's buying it. So he said he was going to invest in it himself. He was reaching out to the owner to invest in that. Then he's like, oh, I need to bring that to the Juice Plus company. So that is something that's being worked on for March. And then later, him and Mitra Ray have been looking at a product that they found at a biohackers convention. And he goes to those conventions, looks at all different types of products that will mesh with our product. And he wants us to be seen as health, you know, not just Juice Plus capsules. That will always be our premier product. But just like Luminate compliments and gets us excited, he says the company is responsible for getting us excited every once in a while. And so if it's not a new product, it needs to be something else, better marketing, things like that. And we did hear from Gina Gura, and she is on it with the marketing. Okay, so she is working on it. In September, there's going to be some new things. Everyone agrees we need new packaging, I think they're talking about, and new marketing. So, and it just needs to be able to keep up with these other knockoff products for sure that might look better, market better, but they're not better. So our message has to get out there. The other thing she's working on is cleaning up Wikipedia and all the different internet searches so that they know how good we are. And then also, while Shay was in Jacksonville, he received notice that we just got one of our studies again. Number 49 is going to be, I don't know if some of you remember, but there was a study that was done in Italy on smokers. And it was a great study, but the lady did it on her own. So she didn't really have like the right protocol, and double blind placebo control and all that stuff didn't involve the company. So this study has been in the making for years, and it just got published, I think, but it hasn't been distributed. And he said, yeah, I'm going to talk to Travis tomorrow. Like he is talking to Travis. And so I just love that we have somebody who also inserted himself to come to the field to go with Mitra Ray on this tour with Lisa Pebble so that he could talk to the field and be in the know. So just know there's a lot of hope with all that. You know, the company is really looking to rejuvenate everything. And he said it's not going to be the same energy come 2025. It's going to be like so new, so different, so exciting. And he's really excited about that. So I just wanted to also share my vision of that. And, Blue Ridge Boot Camp, we were complaining about me and Doug about the room. It was musty. We're like, we're not coming back here because our allergies or our sensitivities were like skyrocketing. The drive was really long, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Even, all the different speakers, so many of the speakers, they were really, really good. And so we have invited some other people to share with you, Jesse and Lacey, and I'm looking to see if there's anybody else we've invited. And then Nicole, if you want to mention about the video since you watched it, but since we'll end about Shay with you just mentioning what you got out of it, and then we'll go to Jesse and Lacey.
So first I had to put closed caption because his accent
Oh, I know.
audio was a little bit like, what did he say? I had to hear like 3 times about India. I was like, what? Anyway, I felt excitement, vision, commitment, security. Like they know where they're going, where they're heading. I felt super excited about watching the video, and I loved what he said about, and I'm not gonna say anything else so people can watch it. I love to see Mitra Ray too. She introduced him. She looks so good. Well, I loved what he said about you have to
You can
stay.
share it. It's okay.
No, yeah. You have to like you want to stay by the he said it differently. Stay by the fire, like we said. And when all these changes come into place, you already are in a position comfortably to start sharing and talking and be knowledgeable about all these changes that are coming rather than because he was talking about the emotions and life events like this one, that we're going back to all these life events because transformation happens through the connection with humans, and you cannot get that through Zoom. And I totally agree. And then he went back to that I was saying of staying connected. Don't hide because of the change. People tend to either, hide or no, I'm not going to deal with that now. He says, stay connected, get involved. He encouraged about the 120 days game plan and events. And so when the changes are in place, we're still in the position to continue with the growth and confidence to share and all of that. And I like that vision because I hide. I'm like, oh, that's too overwhelming. I don't want to know. And so, yeah, it was really encouraging video to watch.
Thank you, Nicole. One more thing, and especially if you're like in Bob Heilig groups and different things, and people in direct sales, he assured us that they are hiring people from direct sales to put in our leadership team. They are doubling down, he says, on direct sales. We are not going away from direct sales. That is our bread and butter. We are network marketing, direct sales. That's how we get the information out. That's how our business grows. And so, yeah, don't worry about that because that is those other companies. Our CEO and our founder, everyone loves the idea of direct sales. Some of them may not have seen the same, So anyway, just wanted to reassure you of that as well. Okay, let's hear from either Lacey or Jesse, whoever wants to go first, and just share about whatever speakers you liked or overall anything you want to add so that they could take away today.
I was gonna let Lacey go. You want to go, Lacey?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can. It doesn't matter. Can you hear me?
Yes, I was
Okay. Okay.
sorry.
I was just making sure. I just didn't know.
Yeah, you
Okay.
go,
Well,
Lacey. We met Lacey in the jacuzzi.
yes.
Me and Jesse and Kendall.
Yes.
So come on the lunch and learn. Okay, let's
Okay.
hear from you.
Well, it seems like y'all are talking about Shay a lot, which he was amazing. I feel like he really, like you said, the energy. He brought the energy, and I'm all about energy because I'm a massage therapist. So I feel like that that was like where I was like, yeah, he's right. He's definitely right about person to person, because I'm the same way. Like, I'm a people person. I love events. I rather do events than just text somebody, because I'm just one of those people. I always feel like I say the wrong things sometimes too. So if I'm on like a phone call, I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said it that way, you know? But when you're in person, you kind of see the person and know what to say back to them and everything. So, um, I like the big part that he said was struggle is part of the growth. And I've always been about that. And I just, I also, I have a tattoo on me that says there is no, uh, wait, hold on. No struggle without, or no progress without the struggle. There you go. And I just feel like I've always lived by that too, because I mean, we all go through stuff. Here's my little one. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen, she's
Yes.
joined too.
Hi.
She's
Yes.
been, every time you guys say something, she repeats it and acts like she's writing it. So, um, she is she's on Juice Plus too. She's eating Juice Plus and loving it. Um, but I'm very new to the company. I'm only 5 months in, and my whole family's on Juice Plus. It's just been really inspiring though to go to an event like he said, they it recharges you. And I definitely, like, even in 5 months, you get distracted with life, and I have 3 kids, so it's definitely something, and I run my business. It's something that you have to juggle, and one thing that I've noticed too is that just do it like every day, at least 20 minutes. I mean, it doesn't even matter if it's more than 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes obviously is going to get you somewhere faster, but go at your own pace. That's the big thing, because I feel like at first I was like, "Oh, this is kind of overwhelming." But I worked my way pretty fast to QSC, so now I'm like, I want to go more. Like, I want to keep growing. I want to keep spreading the word is what I really like to do, because it's something that I got diagnosed with cancer last year. So, um it was something that just kind of fell into my lap, and I had no clue what it was. I just started taking it because I was like, let me dip my foot in. Um, and the it was amazing. It was amazing. My energy was amazing. You know, TMI bowel movements were amazing, you know. Um, and it's so funny because I didn't even realize it till someone said it at the event. And they said, I think it was, I don't know who it was. It might have been Kendall, maybe, but they talked about eczema. They said their eczema was gone. And I didn't even realize mine too. So like there's even more that I haven't like reflected on. So I just feel like after going to the meeting and like meeting so many inspiring people, I mean, Sharon is one of them, it's just great to hear everybody's stories. And like, if you haven't gone to an event, I would definitely say go to at least one. And the boot camp was so personal. And, at the end, I met these people that I just, they prayed with me. I'm godly, so they prayed with me, and it's just like the light in the room constantly was glowing. I would say it's the JP glow, because everyone was like, your skin just gets that glow, and it's true. It's so true, and everyone's so loving, so caring. The community is great. I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm still obviously passionate about what I do, but this is definitely something that is going to be a big change, and I love it. I love to see what I'm going to be able to do. So,
Awesome.
Oh my
Thank,
gosh.
go ahead.
Lacey, I didn't know that. By the way, you're awesome and you have a great energy about you. Um, I didn't know you've only been in the business for 5 months. I mean, are you okay today? I mean, that must have been mind blowing
it was
because
awesome.
you guys, everybody on here has seen Wendy Campbell speak on Zoom at least, right? This was the most extreme Wendy Campbell moment I have ever seen. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was unbelievable.
She
And
she was so, it was like and I don't mean this in any way, but she was like a preacher up there. She was into it, and I loved that about her, that she was so passionate.
Mm.
So like, it's almost like the anger side came out, and that's totally fine with me because she was expressing like how passionate she was, and it was just so inspiring, so inspiring.
And there were so many practical tips. Like if you really, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions and the energy and the feeling of everything. But I mean, she went through the basics of the 5-1 and how to build the business and giving you vision. And Kindle gets. I mean, what a great presentation on social media. Like, I work with Kindle all the time and we talk about social media. And some of you have been on the noontime Zooms that we hang out with Kindle and talk social and stuff. But this was a whole different side that I didn't even realize she was thinking like this. She gave like the philosophy behind why you would do social media. And I'll share a quick one about that for all of us that remember back in the day. Like remember going to the mall. Like the mall, I mean, I know there still are malls, but it's not like back in the day. Back in the day, you went to the mall for like that was the place to go, especially when you're a kid or something. They used to call them mall rats. And so you go to the mall for a few reasons. You go for entertainment, for socializing with friends and stuff, and for shopping. And she just connected the dots that she was saying, like a lot of people have built their business, and are so successful in this room. And she's talking to the boot camp, and they did it face to face with events. And she's like, I'm listening to them tell me, get to face to face. But all of the people in my friends and stuff, their face is in their phone. So it's like I can't even get in their face half the time. So it's like, so I decided to go where their face is. Their face is on social media. And then she connect the dots to like they're there for socialization, they're there for entertainment, and they're there for shopping. And she even gave some of the numbers, like how many billions of dollars are sold on Facebook and Instagram each year. And it's like, so some of us aren't really taking advantage of that. And it's like, we're missing out, So man, it was powerful. But Lacey, that was great. I'll turn it back to you, Sharon.
Okay, well, I loved meeting Lacey, and Lacey's sending me some information of natural things that she's found on her cancer journey. And it's always good to learn from different people. And I love Lacey's energy. If you decide to share about anybody else later, let us know, Lacey. Let's go to Jessie. Jessie was there with us. We had so much fun, and she has some bootleg videos that we'll share with you eventually. So
Oh my gosh, you guys, I could probably take up the whole call and talk about everything. Like it was exactly what I needed, y'all. I know I don't mean to get emotional right out of the bat, but like Ashley Hudson, y'all, everybody was like exactly what I needed. It was like, and it was so funny. You guys, I just want to say first and foremost, though, your leaders, Doug and Sharon, blew it out of the water. They made you guys so proud. And it almost like if you had been there, and that I'm kicking myself too, because like it was almost like a weekend that I needed for myself. I've been in a valley, with after having a baby and going through mold and Lyme, and I have made excuses. I have been complacent. I haven't been doing what I should be doing, right? And I heard everybody this weekend, and it was just like God was speaking right to me. And it was like, I asked some of the speakers, I was like, did they give y'all a theme to talk about? Like, is that like, did they tell y'all like, hey, we want to hear about this? Because like it's so crazy. And like so many people had like flight issues with the technology things that were going on, but it was like Kendall said this too. It was like everybody that came and spoke and was there, it was like it happened perfectly and for a reason. And every single speaker connected with what each other was saying. It was like a common theme. And the common theme, the biggest takeaway for me was, and I think Lacey mentioned it too, and Doug and Sharon, but that hardship, right? I literally, I was getting ready for Sunday morning, the boot camp, and I was listening to a song while I was getting ready in the bathroom. And I literally want to like type out the words for you guys, but it was like literally saying everything that the speakers were saying too. It was such a magical weekend, every part of it for me, but it was saying, everybody was saying like the hardship, Like we promote this business as if it's so easy. It's like, oh, you get to be your own boss. You get to work from home. It gives you time freedom. And we never talk about the hard stuff, right? But this is hard. Like I worked my ass off to get here and to be a stay-at-home mom, right? But I don't never talk about that. It's like I want to attract the people that are hardworking now, right? I don't want to attract the people that just want it to be easy. No, you shouldn't want it to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. It says it in the Bible, right? It's supposed to be hard because that's where we grow. That's where we become the better version of ourselves. That's where we find ourselves, right? In the valleys. That's where leaders are made, is what everyone says, right? And oh my God, you guys, I just kind of poured my heart out too with like Karen Kendall and Ashley Hudson and everybody. I just kind of been putting myself out there on social media. I've had 2 people reach out to me about the business since this past weekend, just from sharing my heart. And I had a friend that actually, she was with me at the very beginning, 5 years ago when I started Juice Plus. I will never forget, I worked at a gym and I met her at the gym. And I remember because I hit sales coordinator. I went to my first conference, came back. I was similar to Ashley Hudson, but I came back to my gym job and I quit. I went all in with Juice Plus. And so, anyway, long story short, she's been with me from the very beginning. She joined as a partner, never did anything, but she's been watching. Everybody's watching us, you guys. We can't give up. You got to keep, if you're not inspired, you can't go out and inspire other people. That is a big deal. Ashley Hudson talked about it. Like, if you're not like 88, we have 80,000. I know I'm going to be all over the place. 80,000 thoughts per day, you guys, and 80% of them are negative. Sorry, that's my alarm too. I don't know why that's going on. Clean out the car. That was last week. But 80% of those thoughts are negative, you guys. So that's why, I mean, this business is hard because it's emotional, right? It's ups and downs, it's relationships, right? But Ashley Hudson talked about it, like that's, and Kendall, like that's why we have to focus on our mind. That is where it all happens. If you have to keep your mind clean. So Ashley talked about it, like leaders, and that was the common theme with all the leaders. Every single person that's at the top of the company, they've done all of the same things. And I heard that this time for the first time. Like everyone's reading personal development books, everyone's hiring a coach to help keep their mind clean because it's hard, right? Our minds are naturally negative. We're naturally looking for the threat because we Neanderthals, we're always looking for the thing that's going to kill you, right? Anyway, long story. I'm going to go back to the girl that was with me in the beginning at 5 years ago. She's been watching my journey. I didn't know this, but she's been telling me all summer like she's ready to get started again. Oh, but she just found out she's pregnant again. Same thing that happened last year when she was ready to go. And anyway, y'all, she sent me the most heartfelt message and I cried on the way home because I got it in the car and she had a miscarriage. I had a miscarriage too before Daniel. And I never really got open about sharing it, but I think I'm about to because I feel like I'm being called to, she said she saw my live. I don't know if anybody else saw that live that I did right after the boot camp because it was fresh on my mind. I just wiped my tears, and I just wanted to put it out there. And she saw it and it brought her hope. And she sent me this message saying, like, I feel like this is a sign. I feel like, Juice Plus is where I'm supposed to be. And I gave it right back to her. I was like, this is the community for you. This is where you're supposed to be. So, and it made me think of the verse that Ashley Hudson talked about, right? Like she talks about her bulimia and how she was struggling for 13 years, but yet she was still sharing, even though she wasn't well and healthy herself, really, she was still out there helping other people and didn't let it stop her. Cause like a lot of us let that stop us and let that be an excuse, right? But it's like, I can't, and somebody put it in the chat if you can, I don't know the Bible verse exactly, but it's something along the lines of, I will use your evil or your valley to prosper you and use it for good. It's something like that. If anybody knows it, put it in the chat because I've been trying to find it. But it spoke volumes to me because I breathed life into this friend and I told her, that was the hardest period of my life I had ever gone through was that miscarriage. But now I'm seeing like all of the valleys, every bit of it, the mold, the line, the move, every bit of my struggles is what makes me who I am. And I need to use it for good. I need to help others. And that's what I heard from Ashley. So anyway, I have a couple things I highlighted really quick because I know I'm supposed to talk about the speakers, but this weekend it was phenomenal. Like Ashley Hudson said when someone wants to cancel they call her up and we laughed about this. She says, you know, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. I was on the beach this weekend. I was just thinking about you and how much fun we would have doing this business together. I would love for you to meet my friend Carmen. Like it's just simple as that. Isn't that funny? A funny way to respond to someone that wants to cancel. You know, we're always like, oh no, with the cancels, and then she made another comment like, if they don't have time to talk to you for 15 minutes, I loved this because I got this recently. Don't you think that's a problem? You don't have time to talk for 15 minutes. Don't you think that's a problem? Like, and really just being bold, not rude, but bold and lovingly like pushing people like your life could be better, you know? We all need people in our life that are going to ask us questions like this. So Jessica or whoever you're talking to, what do you want in life? Right. Like, so we need people that are asking us those questions. And I know Doug and Sharon asked me those questions and believe in me and have believed in me in the valleys and have been big part of my journey. And this was big for me too. We cannot use our kids as an excuse. In fact, they are the exact reason why we do it. We can't expect our kids to do amazing things if we aren't willing to do them ourselves. Would you want your team or your kids to have the thoughts that you're having right now? And then I know I mentioned it before, but the 80,000 thoughts per day and 80% of them are negative. And that spoke volumes to me. And just, you know, like I said, how much personal development she did. She showed it on the screen, how many books she had read. And I really feel like I need to put that at the forefront because it's like even on Teamsy, it's like you check that box. Have you done your personal development today? You got to keep your mind clean. And then what really made me mad, and I forget now who said, I think it was Ashley Hudson. She put statistics on the screen with chronic illnesses. And the biggest one for me was only 7% of the population do not have chronic diseases, you guys. Doesn't that make you mad? Doesn't that fire you up? I want to be like Wendy Campbell screaming, like that fucking makes me mad. Like I'm sorry for cursing, but like you guys, it's our responsibility to go out and share this stuff. We know better, right? Like Sharon said, like they don't know. We have to love on them and anyway, they don't know any better. This is a responsibility. We know this. We have a gift, just like Ashley said. I asked her if it I and then we have that fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. And I think about that fear of success all the time. Like when you get to the top, is it going to be overwhelming? Is it going to consume my life? And I asked Ashley that and she said, yeah, it kind of does. Cause everybody's wanting you to come and talk on, you know, their calls or team calls and whatnot. But like, she had a story around this. Somebody asked her to speak on a team call Thursday night after this event this weekend. And she was like, man, I really don't know if I can do this, you know, getting home from this, you know, dealing with my daughter. I really don't know. And then she asked God, she prayed about it. And she's reading the Bible. She went to whatever part she was reading in the Bible. And it literally said, if you have a gift, you have to use it. You have to share it. It was something about the gift of speech, right? And she has that. So anyway, it's just like, yeah, it's going to be hard. It's supposed to be, but that's where we need to be the leaders. We're supposed to be sharing our light and guiding others to their light so they can help others, right? It's about that compound effect and having the biggest impact in the world. That's what it's all about. And oh yeah, when she said she's been in a valley too. She got sloppy and her husband looked at her and he was like, "You're not hungry, Ashley. You're not desperate." Right? And I feel like that. Like I haven't been hungry enough, you know. The longer don't put your business down, right? It's just like going to the gym. This one spoke volumes to me too. The longer it sits, the heavier it gets. Don't put your business down. It's same as going to the gym. The longer I wait to go to the gym, the longer I wait to follow up with people. One, it gives me anxiety if I don't follow up in 2 days because it's just not professional. But two, like the longer you wait, the harder it gets to do it because then it just feels weird and awkward and like, well, why did you wait so long to think of me? You just feel like a salesperson then, you know? Anyway, that one spoke volumes to me. So just consistency. It always goes back to the consistency. And for me, Carmen preaches this, like just touch your business every day. Even if it's just a little bit, just touch it every day. Wendy Campbell said, I'm the light source of my team and I have a responsibility. I didn't get that on video, but I got Mitra Ray on video. And yes, I was pivoting my computer, you guys. And Shay Brown was towering over Doug and I at the front and Sharon. It was amazing. Like I felt like a rock star being sweated on by the superstar or something. But oh, Kendall, I got her on video, you guys. Kendall blew it out of the water, you guys. Like if everyone in that room, no matter your age, wasn't ready to pick up social media, then they should just quit the business. Like everybody should have been moved by that call. And I have that on record too. I can share them all. I think that one was, Mitra was 27 minutes. Shay Brown was like 44. Kendall was like a little bit longer because I had Amy's intro in there. But it was incredible. Like Doug said, like it's like the mall. Like you think of your online storefront, your social media is like that's your online store, right? If you go into a mall and like, are you going to support a store that isn't open consistently and you can't really trust their hours? You don't feel like you can trust them with your business or your time, right? And the same as your storefront online, that's where people are going. She showed the statistics of how many sales are happening on Facebook and Instagram, and I think Facebook was like 150 billion was the top one, and that's where like people are still going to some stores, but majority of buying, it's everything has shifted, you guys. Everything is online now. So if you're not online, if you're not posting 5 times a week, if you're not showing up, you're not open for business. Your doors are closed, right? So, and then she also said, don't be the product, be the guide. I love that. Like I would, people want to see you, right? It's not just about posting the pictures of the capsules, right? They don't want to, like, I feel like that's spammy, right? Like want to see you. They want to see the lifestyle. They want to see how it affects your life and how it changes you, right? What else? Oh, I loved what she said about so the person with the mic makes the most money, and today it's the people in front of the camera that makes the most money. Hence my live that I did right after the boot camp that was so emotional because I just got done crying, but it was so real, it was raw, it's right on my mind at the tip of my tongue, so I just let it out, has gotten me like a lot of people interested in what I'm doing, right? So people are watching, people are curious. And I loved this too. If you can't move forward, move sideways. I've heard this a lot. Like we always hit that what do you call it? A block in our business or something, but they talk about, Anthony Defoe talked about it. You pivot, or maybe it was somebody else. But if you can't move forward, move sideways, figure out a new direction. Okay. Same with social media. I have a lot of other notes here, but I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Did you get any of the Sharon and Doug talk?
I was recording that the whole time, you guys. It was so, I know, sorry, I didn't mention you guys.
No, I keep thinking about baby, because when you say about being
Yes.
consistent, maybe you
Yes.
could.
So like that was big for me. Like, okay, your business is your baby, right? I know Lacey said 5 months. I've been doing it 5 years. Before my real baby, Daniel, came along, Juice Plus Business, it was, and it still is my baby, right? It is my baby. I will never let it go, no matter how hard it gets. But you're not going to just tend to your baby and nurture and take care of your baby 2 days a week, right? No, you have to be with that baby all the time, right? So like maybe not do that with your business, but if you're really looking to grow, you might want to consider really like thinking of it that way. I loved that. But touching your business every day, it's a must. Like hire a nanny. That's what Doug and Sharon, that was my takeaway. Like hiring someone to help you so that you can work at your business. And you have, what is it called? You have a stake in the game when you hire someone, right, Sharon? So when you hire someone, you can't just take advantage of that time and go do something fun or for yourself and go hide in a corner. No, you need to say to yourself, like, you have a stake in the game now. You have to put effort in there and actually go to work and make that money that you're putting out. You have to make it back. You have to make it worth your time. So anyway, I heard you guys. It really did. Yeah, you guys spoke to me.
Because that was also side coaching, there's a lot of side coaching that happens. So I remember us being at the dinner, and we were talking about that. And for new moms or moms with toddlers, it's like there's an exhaustion factor. And it's nice to have a mother's helper, even if you don't want to let the person watch the baby or the child alone, then, you know, hire them to help so that you can then go do some calls or whatever, have some focus time. And, you know, you don't have to feel like you have to do and be it all. And this is your baby that's going to, the Juice Plus business is going to pay you into the future. So every day that you can invest in your business, it's going to give you that life that you're looking for. And yes, Jesse wrote minimum 10 hours a week. Mitra Ray said an interesting thing. She said, do high paying activity 10 to 20 hours a week. Yeah, she got 10 to 20. There you go, Jesse. She said less than that will not get momentum. Then she said, don't put in more than 20 hours of emotional work in a week. That this
Burn your
be emotional. And I think, Jesse, you were saying like, what if I hired somebody and spent 8 hours? Like it's almost impossible to spend like 8 straight hours doing this business. It's not like that, you know, that's why you have to be consistent every day, because you're not going to sit there 8 hours and do something. Or, I mean, you might, it depends, you know, some days you might have an event, you might have done a lot of calls, you might have had a Zoom, you might have gone on a three-way connection call. So that those are all high paying activities, but not every day is like that, right?
Yeah,
So
and I loved that Kendall said the bulk, what was it, the bulk content thing. Like, if you're over, like she went through all the objections we have with social media, and I'm texting Doug now for y'all slides too because I loved that. I took a picture, I think, of one of your slides, and like you focus. You guys said that you focus on your strength. You play towards your strengths, and each of you have different strengths, and I love that because Stephen really wants, my husband really wants to do this business, but he, he's making excuses just like we all do. Like you just need to do it. You just need to do it. And I love Kurt Beaver said that too. If somebody had told him that he had to build this business doing, you know, salad in a jars, he would have said, heck no, I can't, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that. And but he loves to share on the golf course and at the coffee shops drinking espresso. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I love that slide where it showed where, you know, Doug works on certain things and Sharon does certain things and they play to each other's strengths. And the bulk content, Kendall said, she gave us her schedule. I have a screenshot of it too, but it's in the video, I think, as well. Maybe I don't know if I actually moved the camera for it, but I have a screenshot of it. Maybe I did. But she gives us her schedule. So like after church on Sunday, she usually likes to do her bulk contact. And you know, Kristen Ball says you only need to spend an hour a week doing your bulk contact. Your first reel, you know, usually takes the longest, but then after that, you know, your first reel is like 20, 25, 30 minutes. But then after that, it's 15 minutes for each reel because you get into the groove, you get into your flow state, right? So you takes you a while. It takes you 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes to get into that state. But once you're there, you need to utilize it. So actually, you know, using that time wisely once you start and not just doing one reel every day, because that can really take a lot of your energy and it can be exhausting. All right. I'm sorry.
Well,
you feel bad that you weren't at the Blue Ridge boot camp. We're just
no.
happy that we went, and you know, we saw some people and they're happy they went. But guess what's next? September 12th through the 14th. You really don't want to miss conference. Conference is going to be great. And we move from, you know, these big momentous events to the next so that we have that infusion of positive thoughts and we stay on the same page with the company. The company is in momentum. They are moving forward. You want to be in momentum with the company and with the team. So if you're not plugged in, then you're not really in momentum. You know, you want to keep the momentum of consistent activity in your business, but also latch on to the momentum of the rest of the franchise. Remember, this is a franchise. And so you've got, if you want to be part of the franchise, you've got to know the systems and what's happening in the franchise. Go ahead, Doug.
Well, I was going to say real quick, you know, I wish that was a great point. The working at so many hours a day, like you can only do so much of the emotional tasks. I think Melissa asked, what are those tasks? That's like the hard stuff, you know, the calls, the you know, because you're going to get a certain percentage of rejections and things like that. But what that does is it doesn't mean like if you're doing this business full time, like some of you are, the beauty of it is that that frees you up to think, oh, well, I put in all my time. It doesn't mean you just do something random after that. Now you can play pickleball, you can go to the cat shelter, you can go to a networking meeting and just do the things where you're increasing your list of people that you are going to share with when you're doing the hard stuff. So you're increasing your market. I wish we would have thought of that. We could have included that in our talk. But personal development, of course, came up a lot. Amy talked about it, but also a great point. I remember Shay described the top woman earner in Europe. I think she's the current top woman earner. Like she's making, probably at least $100,000 a month, you guys. She was a senior sales coordinator for 12 years. Has anybody been in this business for a really long time and feel like they're kind of we don't want to use the word stuck because it's not real. It's just you're currently at that same level. So she was a customer machine, they said. She was getting, and there's some of you that are that way. You can go out and if you want to get 10 customers this month, no problem. You can do it. Okay. But finally she figured it out. Okay. And so let's learn from that. She figured it out that it's like Jim Rohn says, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. You can control you. You can't control everybody else. She went out and she got better. She got better at recruiting team. How do you do that? I don't know. Study the people that can recruit team. Ask questions. Read books from the network marketing industry. We have a list of books between us and Stacy. We'll rattle them off for hours here. We've read hundreds and hundreds of books and podcasts. And is anybody else in the Bob Heilig customer group thing this week? It's free. And I signed up for the BIP thing. And I'm going to learn how we can use our customer group better to generate not residual, but even more sales and things like that. Well, this lady went out and she learned she had to get better. But she learned the key was that she had to invest in people above all things, above everything. So that was talked about that was one of those themes that came up. Sometimes it was off the stage that I heard some of these comments. But we're going to be committed to this. Honestly, we have been, when the business is kind of like we're trying to hold it together, we knew there's that good times are going to come there's always ups and downs in this industry. It's like being a real estate agent or something. But we're trying to hold things together, and you guys are the same way. I hear you talking about it. You have a team member that you can't get them to do anything, but you just keep saying, well, what should I say to this team member, this team member, this team member, this team member? You got to keep just riding on the train, and you slow down. You don't stop the train. Okay, Kurt Beavers talked about this. You don't stop and park the train and say, okay, all aboard. Well, we're going to wait for you to get ready to do the business. We're just going to park it right here. You don't do that. You slow down the train. You say, hey, Stacy, you ready to get on? Oh, you're not ready? Okay, I'll circle back around. And you just keep on going on the train. Okay, so we call that working with the workers. Investing time in the workers. I talked to Shay. I'm like, Shay, he said, you invest in people. I said to him, well, how do we get people going? What do we do? He says, man, you got somebody new, you travel, you go, you get there. You get there all the time, but they have to earn it. Julie talks about the chess move, the chess game. They make one or two moves. If they don't make a move back, you don't drive and go into their place and do it. But you look for the chess move. And then the last thing I want to say, the second to last thing is the energy. Like you control the energy, but don't forget you have to keep building. I heard this a few times too. Like don't get comfortable. That's what happens. Some of us that are at the same, because I know some of you are waiting for that next promotion. Well, we might be NMDs, but we have club levels we want to get to, and we have more promotions. We have great bonuses. The higher you get, the bigger the bonus. So what have our coaches, and what did Shay tell me? He said, you gotta cut them off. Cut it off. The leader's been doing this. What else are you gonna say to him, basically? You gotta start over, and you start building your own new team in Jacksonville. Amy said, Doug, get out your sales coordinator worksheet, and I want you to fill it in. Who's your new partner, and get them the partner plus, and then they're going to get one and you get them the partner plus, and just become like a brand new distributor. So what if we all did that? Just Forget about worrying about whether Susie's doing the business or Susie didn't show up to yoga day or the bread party or whatever. It's like just go out and get new people like you did before you even had a team or before you had any customers. All right. And remember, we're leaders. We have to control the energy. I apologize that we didn't talk like this before Blue Ridge Boot Camp because when I was there, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what if Nalani was here? What if Deborah was here? What if Trina was here? What about Nicole and Jana and oh, Darby's here? Man, it's just, it's like if you guys would have been there, it would have been life changing. But it's okay. Phoenix is coming up, and Travis, not Travis, but Shay said, listen, Doug, it's going to be, well, he said the NMD meeting is going to be like nothing you've ever experienced before in the last 25 years. And I'm like, well, looks like I got to be there. I'll be there. I'll try to be front row again, buddy. All right, Stacy, do you have any comments or anything? We always love hearing from you. And next steps or anything like that?
Well, I was just thinking about what you were saying, Jesse, about not making your kids the excuse, hiring somebody to help when you need to. And I did all of those things when the kids were little. I had a gal that was like 13 that lived across the street, and after school, I would hire her in the afternoons just to come play with the kids. They were at our house, but I could at least be in a room that I could focus and get some work done. I was homeschooling that year, and I needed time to make phone calls without getting interrupted. And so, hiring somebody to clean the house, it just is one less thing on my mind, even if it's messy in between those two, weeks. I see spots on the floor or whatever. I'm like, it's okay. Destiny's coming in a few, days. She'll be here to clean that up. Like, it doesn't just weigh on my mind that it's just one more thing that I have to do. But I would also say, there's things you're going to have to say no to so that you can say yes later. And for us, Colin played baseball, but we realized he's not going to play professional baseball. And neither are any of your kids. I'm sorry to say, but they're not going to be in professional sports making a living at it. The percentage is so extremely small. And parents will spend so much time at the ballpark and investing all of this money and putting their kids into travel ball that becomes their whole life. Their kids graduate high school. They're not playing ball in college. They're so burnt out and sick of it. They want nothing to do with that. And you wasted your life on it. I've had friends that did that. I didn't have to be at every practice. We dropped him off at practice. Can you imagine? And I sat in the car and I worked, or I got on the phone. I didn't have to be in there when the girls were doing gymnastics. Sometimes I did, but I didn't have to be there for every practice. I would take that time to go out in the car and to get work done. And you know what? My kids are okay. They didn't have to have me right there all the time. They were in a safe place with safe adults. I built some resiliency in them too. They didn't have to know I was right there the whole time. Sometimes I went in because I wanted conversation with the other moms. I got customers and team members from that. But if I needed to work, I stayed in the car. They were in school only until noon on when they were younger at private school. So it's not like I just had hours during the day while they were at school. I still had to be specific about it. And all of the work and the effort that I put into it. One of my dreams was when I had grandkids that I would have the time flexibility and the income to be able to go and see them when I wanted to. And that Jarrett and I have built our businesses and our life to that end. We have that now. 21 years in the making, I have the income and I have the flexibility that we can be still as very much a part of our kids' lives, even though they live in a different state, as we want to be. And I feel like I'm living that part of the dream that I've always had. We don't have grandkids yet, but I'm sure we will in a couple of years. Colin's married. Our girls are now engaged. We have a wedding in 6 weeks in our backyard. Oh my gosh, are we insane? I've been doing all kinds of projects out there, but I get that flexibility. I'm still touching business. I'm still talking to people. I'm still inviting to conference. I'm still following up and connecting with customers. I have a booth at the fair, the county fair this week that I'll have a gazillion conversations with people. You can't just let it go until things slow down. Just to give you a heads up, it never slows down. The season becomes the next season in life, becomes the next season in your kid's life and their involvement in things and the things that they're doing. A baby is just as demanding of your time as a 8-year-old, as a senior in high school. Like their needs change and what they need from you, but can you be present in the times that you want to? That's what this gave me. Teenagers like to talk at 11:30 at night. I don't know why, but they do. And they will like spill their whole guts to you at 11 o'clock at night in these really deep conversations that I was able to stay up with them until 2 if they're wanting to talk. I'm not going to bed. And I didn't have to worry about like, I got to get up at 6 in the morning to go work hours to build somebody else's business. You know, it was still my time. I was able to decide who got it and when. I didn't miss those moments with the kids. And so people ask me like, are you sad that your kids are, you're empty nesters? And I say, I like to think of it as fully launched. Like I did my job, I did it well. And I got to do that because of the mentorship that I had with this business. It's not just the money, guys. You're not going to have another group of people that pour into you, that want you to succeed, that want to help you to grow up and take ownership of your life like the people in this business. It's good people that will teach you good life skills and walk this life with you with friendships that can be decades long like ours is, that help shape you into a better person, to a better parent. And I see that in my kids. I see that reflected in them. I didn't miss time with them. I chose who and when got my time. And I got to be intentional about that. And the payoff is huge. So you can get distracted. You can find other things to fill this day and your time, and you don't have to do your DMO, and you can make excuses. I'm the queen of them. I can give you some really good ones, and you guys might agree with me on them, but it doesn't matter because the time is going to slip away and I would have wasted that time on something else anyway. Why not put it into something that makes a difference in people's health, in their wealth, in their, personal development, and all the things we've talked about? But it's a season of life. Choose which season you want. What do you want to lean into, or what do you want to be distracted from? But 21 years later, you're going to miss out. Like if you let go of this, you're going to miss out.
Wow. That's it. That's it, guys.
Oh, mic drop.
Bam. Thank you, Stace. We knew we could hand the mic over to you and all would be well. And we would be ready to go. So you got it. You got it. You want to make excuses, make money. Either way works for you. All right.
I want
So
to make money. Let's get off the call. Let's go.
let's go make some calls. Let's go make some events. Let's go make some plans. All right. Have a great Monday, you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Till next time. We'll be here
Thank
Thursday.
you all. Thank you, everyone who spoke. Thank you.
Bye,
Have a
Nalani.
good one, y'all.
Good seeing you,
Hey,
ladies.
Nalani. I did meet a couple that's in